What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Brutal Planet Comics. I'm your host, Dre the Brute Daniels, and welcome to another episode of Brutal Rant. So this week, I'm really excited. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite franchises of all time. That's right, Pikachu. We're talking about Pokemon. Oh my god, how much I love this franchise. One of my favorite games of all time. I've already said all time. I'll say all time again. Of all time. It's great. And we're going to be discussing, honestly, my favorite generation. Okay, that's not fair. It's not my favorite generation, but I think it comes from my favorite game. The Silver, Gold, and Crystal is actually my favorite games of the franchise. I still think Generation 1 overall, as far as culturally and pop culture, and influence is still superior, but I think Johto Generation 2 is a very, very overlooked generation of Pokemon. This generation brought a lot of new things, and a lot of cool flavor, and a lot of I won't call it tropes, but when it comes to type battling, like, it really changed the game up. And I think it's really, really overlooked, especially the starters. We'll talk about the starters in a second, but I think a lot of it's overlooked. The legendary Pokemon that's in this game is overlooked. It's just a completely overlooked franchise, and I think that's not very fair. And I really think this should really be put on the upper echelon, not up to Gen 1, but it should be close. I don't know why Gen 3 and other generations supersede this one, but we're gonna talk about it. Well, actually, one of my favorite legendary Pokemon is Lugia. Lugia, I think, is great. I think it has a cool moveset, all that stuff. I never liked Ho-Oh, so screw Ho-Oh. Honestly, I don't really care. But I think the world building of Johto is really cool, and how it connects with Kanto as well. And like everything about this game, I really thought was superior to Red and Blue. Easy now, easy. As far as a growth of the franchise, not as far as impact. Okay, everybody be cool. So let's just talk about the starters first. Okay, full disclosure, am I a huge fan of Gen 2 starters? No, I am not. They are immensely inferior to Gen 1 in every way, shape, and form. If I had a chance between Chikorita or Bulbasaur, Cyndaquil or Charmander, come on now, Charmander. Totodile, Squirtle is not even a conversation. So when you look at them in compared to the original, no, it's not fair. It's not even close. But I do think that they should, get a little more credit as far as the expansion of the lore. Like, we even look at future games in the installment, Mega Evolutions and Gigantamax Evolutions and all these other different buffs and power-ups. Gen 2 got nothing. Nothing. Not in, maybe 20 years? It's got nothing. There's not like a Mega Feraligatr or anything like that. Nothing. X and Y fusion, none of that. This don't got completely overlooked. Like Gen 3 got some looks, some Gen 4 got some looks, Gen 1, of course, everybody got a little taste. But Gen 2, once again, completely over the hill. Now, I'm not saying they're the greatest starters ever. I ain't gonna have that conversation, but I think, but like Meganium had some really good special attack. Typhlosion, I think it was actually the weakest of all of them. I didn't like Typhlosion at all, but Feraligatr was my man's. But I remember when I first started playing the game years ago, I had actually picked Chikorita, played the game with Chikorita. It was still cool. I mean, they're good. I mean, they're decent pokes, but they don't compare to the original. I won't even sit there and try to justify that. But going back to the game itself, the rival. I liked the rival in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. That dude was great. He was a schmuck. He's somebody you love to hate. He was a thief, a scoundrel, and then when you named him, you can name him any piece of garbage name you wanted to because you're already motivated because he's trash. So I love the rival. I personally prefer the rival over Gary in the first gen game. Honestly, I do. Because I felt like really motivated to try to stop this dude because he's a criminal. So, motivation for the hero is good. Good rival. I think the best rival of all time, personally. Because now that feature's been removed. Everybody's your friend and we're all gonna go and hang out together. Nah, boo. I miss that beef. Dudes hating and all that stuff. OG rival. I'm feeling them. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The legendary beast or legendary dogs, depending on where you come from. Alright, let's just talk about this. They suck. I don't like the dogs in this. Like, I don't think they're worth the hassle because the way you had to catch them was you gotta use like Haunter or somebody that has like mean looks, so they can't run away, and then you gotta get you on your bike and chase after. It was a complete and utter debacle. Oh my god. Did I hate chasing them down and trying to catch them? Waste of my time. And plus, their stats ain't that great. It wasn't even worth it. So like, if you compare this to the legendary birds, which are just chilling there, and they just bring that heat, Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos, they are superior. The birds are superior to the beasts. They are. It's the reality. Now I know there's some pretty cool players that can use Entei and stuff like that, but overall they're not better than the first. I don't like it. But okay, but let's talk about some stuff that Gen 2 brought to the game that I really do enjoy. Steel types. Bringing pretty much new evolutions to the OGs. Like when you had Scyther, you can evolve into Scizor, Steel type, Onyx into Steelix. You know, like all these really cool and new evolutionary forms and new types that they've added to the original. Like Magnemite was electric back in the day, but now he's electric in steel. And so now you get that extra dynamic of resistances and more weaknesses. Like second generation really changed how you can look at Pokemon battling, and with the types and the new half and half types and all that great stuff. Like with the Steel type, it was really cool. I thought it was a really cool dynamic, and I think it doesn't really get the credit it deserves for introducing this, because using those half and halves, I think there's only maybe a few of them back in the day. I think Venusaur was poisoning grass, and like I think it was always like a cross between poison and something else. I don't remember a whole lot of them being like water and something. I don't recall that. I think most of them were like ghost and poison or something like that. But this really changed the game up as far as like types were concerned, and they started doing half and halves, like fire and flying, electric and flying. It was really cool. I thought that was really dope. Good on them. Also introducing another brand new type, the dark type. I personally wasn't a big dark type user, but I do like Tyranitar. Yes, sir. I do like Tyranitar. That's my man. And once again, he was rocking dark. Houndour and Houndoom. Those are fire and dark. So once again, introduced all those really cool elements of different forms of those half and half type of battling. So I really think definitely deserves some credit for really introducing that. But now I think the best feature about Gold, Silver, and Crystal was the map. Now what are you talking about? What are you talking about? After you beat the Johto region and go to the Indigo Plateau and beat Champion Lance and all other great stuff, you can then go play through Red and Blue. Right afterward, you can go to Kanto, because as you can see on the map, they share the same region. So you can, after you beat Johto, you can then just go to the Kanto region. And then so you end up getting 16 badges. You go fight Misty and Brock and all those legends. It's really cool, and it's never been done since. Like, hey, you know how you beat that one? Now it's 2 games in 1. It's freaking dope. It's dope. Now, of course, like some of the legends, I don't think Mewtwo was in. Was Mewtwo in it? Maybe. He might have been in it. I can't remember off the top of my head if Mewtwo was in that one or if he had to trade for it. Whatever. Anyway, and also I think there was backwards compatibility trading. So you can trade like old Gen 1 Pokemon. Of course, you couldn't trade the Gen 2 to the the new one. But I thought that was a really cool feature, and that hasn't been done since. I think like especially things with this map as far as like story and fun factor and stuff, and like you do all the same things you can do in the old one. You face Team Rocket in Goldenrod City, and then you can face them again in Viridian City. It's really cool. This game is just completely, this generation is underrated. And afterward you beat Johto and Kanto, then you can fight Red from the original game, which is pretty much Ash. It's Ash Ketchum, and he's OP. Stupid Pikachu and his 80 trillion special attack, whatever. But it's awesome. Like you go back and face Ash Ketchum once you get to the top of the mountain. It's really cool. It's really cool, and it's just a little underrated. It's a little underrated, and I think we really need to revisit how great Gen 2 is and really give it the credit it deserves, because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Yes, the starters are lacking in compared to a few other generations, but they should get a little boost, a little buff here and there. Yes, the legendary beasts are weird. It's so hard to catch for no reason. Like, if them Jones was OP, then we got something to talk about. But them Jones was mediocre. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So tell me, in the description, tell me in the comment section below, what do you think about second generation of Pokemon? Do you think it's exactly where it's supposed to be? Do you think it's overrated? Do you think it's underrated? I want to know. I want to know what you think about this, because in my personal opinion, it's actually one of my favorite generations of all time, if not the. Well, it's my favorite game of all time. Gold, Silver, Crystal. They are my favorite games. But as far as generation, I still think Gen 1 is better. But I think this needs to be in the conversation for top generation for sure. At least in the discussion. But yeah, so that's my thoughts. Please leave in the comment section below. So, one piece of good news, little housekeeping. Trouble with Rhythm Within Part 6 production is finally finished. A release date will be coming out soon. If you haven't checked out the other 5 issues, I will leave a link in the description section below for you all to check those out before you can get yourself caught up on all of the awesome sweetness. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. So yeah, so that's all I got for the day. So tell me once again, what was your favorite generation of Pokemon? Heck, what's your favorite Pokemon in general? Yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. So follow me on all those dope social media platforms that you see over there, especially on Twitter. I'm trying to raise my Twitter following up at thebrute00. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, and share the vid. I would love that as well. So thank you for your time. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you all next time. Also, if you want to support my channel, check out spinwiz.com or download the Spinwiz app and check out my comic series, Trouble. It was written with a lot of love, and it was definitely my favorite comic series to write. I've also written it in English and in Spanish, so whatever floats your boat, I got it for you. Thanks again, and check it out.